Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So I debated on whether or not to make this video for about 2 years. So I was back and forth, uploading all kinds of videos on my channel. I really wasn't sure because I don't post too many very personal stories on my channel. So this video right here that you're looking at is a tribute video that I made for my mom right after she passed away. The editing is terrible. I was just starting out on YouTube. The video is pretty awful, but it's probably the most proud I am of any video that I've ever made because my mom would have loved it. When I first started out making YouTube videos, my mom always commented on my videos. And I'm going to find a video and I'm going to show you a comment of hers. But what made me decide to make this video is I asked myself, what good could come from this video? Well, a lot. It could save a lot of people's lives, possibly. And another thing I asked myself, would my mom want me to make this video? She would, 100%. So my story's not going to be rushed. I'm going to take my time and I'm going to tell my story, every single detail. So if you don't have time to listen now, hopefully you listen to a little bit now, listen to a little bit later. But for whoever wants to listen at any time, today, tomorrow, 5 years from now, I'm going to tell my story because I want to. And if you take a look at this video, when I posted it, October 23rd, 2017, I said in the video, I'm going to make a video on what happened. So over 2 years later, I'm making the video and telling you guys what happened. So where do I start? Okay, so I'm going to try to paint a picture for you guys and give you just a little bit of a backstory before I get into all the horrific details. So while I'm telling the story, I'll let you guys look at this picture of me and my mom, me when I was a baby. My mom had 4 girls. I'm the youngest. I have no full siblings. So her first 3 children she's the mother and they all have the same father. So they are full sisters. I have no full siblings. I have no full brothers. I have no full sisters. They are half siblings. I'm the youngest. And for some reason, I'm the only one that resembled my mom out of the whole family. And if you guys remember the video I just posted a couple days ago about the rare blood type, the Rh negative blood, well, my mom and I had that. I posted a video about it, but the History Channel made me take my video down. But I'm going to make the video better and I'm going to re-upload it. But anyway, back to the story. Okay, so I'm going to try to paint a little picture of my mom. I want you to get an image of her so you can put yourself in her situation or put yourself in that situation. How would she have felt? So my mom was a single mom. She raised 4 girls by herself. She did an excellent job. I can honestly say that now. Looking back, she did the best she could have done in her situation. She did better than any of us could have done in her situation. So she had a hard job and she did the best she could. Some of us were difficult, some of us were more difficult than others. This one person is going to come relevant in the latter part of the story, but do you know how every family has like a black sheep? Well, this was a long time ago. My mom didn't know about mental illness, years and years ago when she was raising one of her daughters. So she was always labeled as the black sheep. She was horrific. She was horrible. We didn't know. I mean, this was years ago. We didn't have the things we know now about mental illness and how to get her help, or no one ever tried to get her help, ever. But she was a horrific, horrible person. And the reason why I can say that now is because I know she has to have some type of clarity at some point, knowing that what she's doing to other people is horrible and wrong. She's not totally lost. I know she has moments of clarity because she puts up a front like she's a normal, sane person. A lot of the times, most of her life actually. But we know the real her, if that makes any sense. Okay, so I'm going to go from the youngest to the oldest. So I want to keep this in order because I really want you guys to have a picture of the sisters, okay? So I started with me. I'm the youngest daughter, Lisa. You guys know me if you guys watch my channel. The next in line was Kim. That's the one I was describing with the mental illness. She gave my mom a really hard time my mom's entire life. So she made my mom's life harder, so hard. I can't even make this video 10 hours and explain all the horrible things that she's done. But it could be mental illness. She could just be plain evil. Nobody knows. And do you know all of us nowadays know so much about mental illness, with the internet and social media? I have no idea what she has. I have no idea. It could be a number of things. Like I said, she could be just pure evil. I don't know. Okay, so she's going to be relevant in the latter part of the story. So Kim is the one with a severe mental illness. Okay. Next in line, it would be Bev. So she's the second oldest. There's 4 girls. So Bev, I could describe as the nothing sister. And the reason why I say that is because my entire life I didn't consider her sister. I have no memories of her. That's weird. I have no memories of her. Almost like we're not related. I know we're half siblings, and there was times we got along from time to time, but she has mental illness too, some kind of mental illness, and I don't know what it is. But she is the nothing sister. She is the one that I don't even. It doesn't seem like we're related. I can't describe it. Maybe a distant cousin, but no, she is not my sister. Even the one with mental illness that's done horrible things to me in my life, there was times in my life that I considered her sister. Like I recognized that we were related, that she is a sister, if that makes any sense. Was she a good sister? No. She was never a good sister to me. And I don't know if she still stalks me and watches my videos, but I hope at one point in her life she has a moment of clarity and asks herself, what did I ever do to her? I want her to pinpoint certain things and write them down. What did I ever do to her to hurt her? She did a lot of horrible things to me and other people in her life, but I don't know what she thinks that I did to her to deserve that. Okay. Okay, so try to remember the names, okay? So again, that's me, Lisa, the youngest. Next in line, that was Kim with a severe mental illness. She's the one that caused my mom the most trouble by far. So remember her, that's Kim. Troublemaker, mental illness, crazy, evil, yes. Then it's Bev, next in line. She's the nothing sister. She's also crazy. She's one of those that misinterprets the Bible and preaches to people and tells them all kinds of, you're not going to even believe what. She actually recently commented on one of my videos before I blocked her, and told me that I was a spawn of the devil. But I'll show you that comment actually. She's one of those people that you can literally not have a sane conversation with. She will start talking about the government and chemtrails and this person's trying to kill you and the giants ruled the earth, and I'm going to stop there. She's crazy. Please believe me. Kim and Bev are crazy. They're mentally ill. They cannot work. They cannot take care of themselves. The government is taking care of them because they literally cannot take care of themselves. So if that helps you believe any of what I'm saying, I'm not making fun of mental illness. They've never got any help their whole life. I'm not making fun of it, but I sure as hell don't have to take it and don't have to have it in my life. You know what I mean? They're not real sisters. We're not close. We're both better off without each other in our life. I'm just trying to paint a picture. Me, 2 crazy sisters, and then the oldest one, she's sane. Okay, so I'll tell you about her. Okay, so her and I, we've had time, a lot of time in our life where we did not speak either. So my family typically is not the kind of family that talks and argues and fights. We just won't speak. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I'll tell you, I would rather not speak to somebody. I don't even care if it's a family member. I won't talk to you for years. If you're going to add negativity to my life, bye. I don't need you. I'm trying to live my life. I'm trying to live my best life. You know what I mean? So we have had times in our life where we did not talk. But all I can say is she's sane. So she tries. She recognizes, okay, this is a good point I can make. And I know she's going to watch this video. She knows she has faults, like I know I have faults. And we recognize them. We know. We try to work on it. Like everybody, right? You have faults. Well, none of us are perfect, but we recognize it. We see everything that's wrong with us and try to improve it. The two sisters that are mentally ill, they can't. They can't see that they're wrong. They can't see that they're crazy. Everybody else can see that they're crazy. Okay, so the older sister, the oldest one, her name is Melinda. She's sane. We speak. Her and I were there the last moments of my mom's life. So now I'm going to take you into the story, how my mom died and what my sisters tried to do to her. Well, the last few years of my mom's life, she was totally addicted to Facebook. And actually, Facebook is how we found out something was wrong. But again, let me give you a little backstory. So my mom was addicted to Facebook. She was on Facebook her every free moment. So every time I would log on to Facebook, I would see like 50 notifications from my mom. She would share the same picture of mine 5 times a week. She just loved Facebook. So I'm showing you guys this picture right here is because I always used to send my mom packages. All kinds of packages. Every time I would go to Japan, I would get her all kinds of souvenirs. In this picture right here, I took a picture of the box that I'm sending her. I was at the post office. And so I'll show you what she said. So I was just letting her know that I was mailing her package. And there's her response. She loved packages. And she also loved like Little Caesars, and I would send her like gift cards, just anything that I could think to brighten her day, I would send her. Who doesn't love to get packages, right? So I thought it would brighten her day, and I would always send her packages. So getting back to the two mentally ill sisters, they were blocked on my mom's Facebook. So one was blocked because it was Bev. I'm going to give you guys the name so you can start getting, a better picture. So Bev was blocked for literally harassing my mom. So I think, okay, you're not going to believe this. So if you guys would just have to know my mom, she's the sweetest, nicest person. And my sister Bev accused my mom, my 76-year-old mother, of sleeping with her ex-husband. So she was harassing my mom. My mom didn't have, needless to say, no, my mom didn't do anything like that. So my mom had my sister Bev blocked on Facebook. She couldn't stand the harassment anymore. She would call me and tell me, oh my God, Bev said this to me and Bev said that. And I would have to tell my mom, I understood my mom was so frustrated, but I had to say, Mom, I don't have that much time to talk to you. I have to go to work in the morning. Let's talk about what you're doing, or me. I don't want to talk about Bev. Just keep her blocked. And the other one, Kim, Kim wasn't blocked, but my mom asked me, how do I stop following her to stop seeing her posts? So my sister Kim, the one with the mental illness, she's an atheist. And she's not just an atheist. She is a hate-filled, evil atheist. She would post things on my mom's timeline, like anti-Christian things or pro-atheist. I don't know what you would call them, but I'll give you an example of some of this stuff because my mom would send it to me. She would post on my mom's timeline like a gun, a meme or a picture of a gun, and say, Christians, if you guys believe in God, why don't you prove it with a gun? Like kill yourself. So I guess that was okay, but if somebody was to tell her the same thing, yeah, she'd be pretty offended, I'm sure. Something tells me that she would be. So anyway, she would post those kinds of things on Facebook all the time. Let me get back to that picture. On my mom's timeline. And, things about killing yourself, anti-Christian things, stuff like that. So my mom would ask me, how do I block seeing those things, but I don't want her to know that I'm blocking her? So I helped her do that, if that makes any sense. So the last days of my mom's life, I was in close contact with her. My older sister Melinda was in close contact with her. And the two mentally ill sisters were blocked. Zero contact. My mom wanted nothing to do with them. Okay, so this is how it all started. So my older sister Melinda emailed me when I was at work and said, "Have you heard from Mom?" And I said, "Not in a couple days." And so I guess my sister Melinda was trying to call my mom, but my mom was not returning her calls. Very odd. My mom likes to talk. So, do you remember when I told you that my mom was totally 100% addicted to Facebook? So, as soon as my sister said that, something made me look at Facebook. So, I looked at Facebook and I saw that my mom had not posted for 3 days. If you guys know my mom, you would have felt the same shock, and I can't even describe. I knew something was wrong. My mom had not posted on Facebook for 3 days. Something was wrong. I don't care if her internet was down. I don't care. Something was wrong. Okay? So I called my mom's apartment complex right away. I was at work. I went outside to call. So I called them and asked to do a safety check. And I guess they went and knocked on the door. And my mom didn't answer the door. But the lady called me back and said that she went to the door, knocked on the door, and said, "Hey, Sonia, your daughters are looking for you. Are you okay?" And I guess my mom said, "Yeah, I'm okay." But she didn't go to the door. So the lady from the apartment called me back and said, "We went to the door and she said she's okay." And I was like, "Oh, great. Okay." Something was still not right. I was driving home from work and I had a gut-wrenching feeling. Something was not right. That night, I went to bed. Hours later, something was not right. My mom knew her daughters were worried about her. Her two daughters were worried about her and she didn't bother calling. And we tried to call her again, no answer. We was thinking that her internet's down. Something was wrong. I go to work the next day. And her apartment building, the lady calls me and says, "Your mom is being rushed to the hospital. She's not responsive." So I guess the janitor or something, the one that went to her door the previous day, was by her door again, but this time heard something. So what had happened was my mom had a stroke. Okay, so I don't want to go into the full details of how it happened or how it was explained, but actually it all started with a UTI. And she ended up unconscious. She had numerous strokes. At one point, she was responsive. She recognized me. She was able to smile. She was able to shake her head yes, shake her head no. I said, one thing I can honestly say is I got to say everything that you could possibly want to say to a loved one before they die. Everything. I told her she was a wonderful mother. At one point, just to see if she was responsive because she was that bad. I said, "Do you know that we love you?" She shook her head yes. So when all this was happening, right away, before the doctor even told us if she was going to make it or not, my sister Bev wanted to pull the plug. She wanted to end her life before we even knew her outcome. So while my sister Melinda and I were at work, because we were the only ones that work, they don't work, they're taken care of by the government, they ran up to the hospital without us trying to get permission to pull the plug and let her go. Yeah, my sister and I were at work, and they were trying to end my mom's life before they even knew. My mom was showing progress at one point. At one point, my sister Melinda and I would never want to see my mom in a nursing home, not able to walk or move or anything. My mom wouldn't have wanted that. So we didn't want that, but we wanted her to have a chance. Do you know what I mean? So my mom was comfortable. She was in zero pain. We asked her, "Are you in pain? Are you okay?" She would shake her head, yes. At one point, there was a radio in her room, and I was like, "Do you want to listen to music?" And she shook her head, no. So she was able to respond for a while. And she did take a turn for the worse. And I'm going to get to that part in just a minute. But the point of my whole story, before I get to the end and tell you guys really what happened, is my mom's life was in the hands of two mentally ill people. Do you have anyone in your family? Let me give you an example. God forbid you're in an accident tomorrow and you're in my mom's position. Let's say you were, God forbid, in a car accident. I don't want to put any bad vibes out there. Let's say you were in a car accident and you were in the hospital, unable to really speak for yourself. Who in your family could speak for you? Do you have anybody in your family that is mentally ill or just plain evil or does not want the best for you? So let me put it to you this way. If my mom was such a sweet person, such a nice person who wants to talk to everybody, do you know how bad it was? How bad the contact with the two mentally ill sisters was for her to have to block them? My mom didn't want to have to block her daughters. My mom wanted to talk to anybody who would listen. She loved to talk. She loved to talk. And she blocked them two from her life. And them two were making decisions about my mom, life or death decisions. So they are mentally ill. Keep that in mind. They're being taken care of by the government. They're admitted, they admit that they're mentally ill. They know that they are. They don't know they're as bad as they are, but they do admit it. They know something's wrong with them. And they were able to make decisions about my mom's life? So purposely, while my sister Melinda and I were at work, they rushed to the hospital to try to end my mom's life before we even knew the outcome of what's going to happen with her? Put yourself in that position because it could happen to you. If you have somebody in your family that's mentally ill, if you have somebody in your family that just plain don't like you, do you want them in charge of your life? That is scary. Something happened after that where I put everything for myself in order. My son is in charge of everything, including my large life insurance policy. His name is on it. I have a living will. I have specific details in my will that list that them two mentally ill sisters have no say-so about absolutely anything. My son knows. I had to put everything in order 100%. I left no T's uncrossed, no I's undotted, if that makes any sense. It's that scary. So, when it came time for the doctors to talk to us, so we had to make the decision. So my sister Melinda and I were the ones that made the decision. So I believe it was a Saturday, was it October 7th? I think it was October 7th, Saturday. Yeah. So we were at the hospital. It was a peaceful day. My mom was not making any improvements. And we sat down with the doctors. The entire conversation, everything that we said, everything that they said, I recorded it. So I have a recording. That day I also recorded everything that I said to my mom. My mom was still understanding a little bit. I don't know if she understood everything, but one of the final decisions that made me realize that that day was the day that we let her go was that she also lost her sight. So before that she could see, and she had lost her sight, I think, completely. She was listening. Basically, I just know that she was blind and she lost her sight. So it was really, really a sad day, but I can't describe, it was kind of like a peaceful day. So my sister Melinda and I made the decision that day to let her go because the two evil troublemakers were not there. So yeah, they can go there and try to kill her, but when the time comes for her actually to die, my sister Melinda and I were there holding her hands. We were the last faces that she saw, and we were the last voices that she heard. And I said to her every possible thing that I could. I told her, I knew we were going to let her go that day, first of all. And she was awake, her eyes were open. I told her that her blindness was temporary and the doctors were able to fix it and reverse it completely. I told her that she's going to be living with me, in about a month. Everything's reversible and it's all going to be fixed. The doctor said you were going to be 100% okay. I didn't want her to know that. Imagine waking up and you can't see. I wanted to let my mom know that everything was going to be all right. And you know what? The next time she came to, in heaven or the afterlife or whatever you want to believe, I believe she can see. So I told her, it's like, everything's going to be okay. You're going to be able to see. You're going to be fine. You're going to live with me and I'm going to spoil you rotten. You're going to have anything you want for dinner, your favorite restaurants every single night. You'll never have to cook. I'm going to take care of you. I told her every possible good thing I could possibly even think to tell her. So what happened was, we had to go to her apartment one last time to get something. I don't know what it was. But when we got back, it's been 2.5 years. I don't know what the doctors gave her. I'm totally drawing a blank now. It's like I'm going back there. But anyway, she was taking off all the tubes, and when we got back to her, she was resting in her bed, no more tubes, and it looked like she was having, like, she was alive, and it looked like she was having the sleep of her life. She was out. She looked like she was so rested. And she was so rested, at one point she was even kind of like snoring a little bit. So I'm saying that just to give you the vision that I saw. My last vision of my mom was her looking like she was sound asleep. So my sister Melinda and I, we sat in the room for hours. Melinda can't drive in the dark very well, and it was getting dark. We sat there for hours, and the doctors told us it could be days. It could be hours, or it could be days, that she could go. But she was peaceful. She was resting. She looked like she was sleeping. So Melinda was on one side of the bed holding her hand, and I was on the other side holding her hand. And we were talking. We were just talking about all kinds of stuff, about our day, what we were going to do. And our voices was the last voices that my mom heard. And so the last thing I did before we walked out of the room, I kissed my mom on the cheek and I said, "Love you." And I walked out the door. Then at 2 o'clock in the morning, the doctors called and said, "Your mom has passed." And it was a peaceful feeling. I didn't cry right then and there. I was in shock, but it was peaceful. It happened so fast. I left her and she was sleeping, and now my mom's gone. So 2 weeks prior, she was spamming up Facebook. And I was laughing at her because it's hilarious. Now she's gone. Just gone from this earth. I don't get another chance to say anything. So when she could hear me, I said every possible thing I could possibly say. So I hope this helps anybody. And just to let you guys know, it took a long time to get over it. I did take it very well because I'm a spiritual person. I believe in God. So that helped me a great deal. But my mom and I had some bad times, not horrible times, but times we didn't get along. Things that seemed like they really mattered at the time. Things where it made me mad at my mom. I didn't speak to her for a long time. Well, something happens. So after a loved one dies, it seemed like all the good stuff my mom ever did, everything, came to surface, flooded my memories. All the good stuff, all the good stuff. That's all I can think about. And all the negative stuff, it sank and I can't even remember it. So that is my story of how my mentally ill sisters tried to kill my mom. They did. They tried to kill her before the doctors even told us what her possible outcome could be. Why? I don't know. At that time, they didn't know she had life insurance. We didn't know. My sister Melinda and I didn't even know she had life insurance. That wasn't it. I forgot to throw that in. If you guys are thinking that was it, that's why they wanted her dead for life insurance. At that point, they didn't know. We didn't either. This is our first rodeo. We didn't know how to. We've never experienced a close family member dying. We didn't know how to take care of the funeral arrangements. We did. We took care of everything. They took care of nothing. They didn't try. They didn't pitch in. All they tried to do was complain and badmouth us for trying. But in the end, we did find out that my mom had a small life insurance policy, $15,000 through AARP, and my sister Melinda and I were able to pay off my mom's bills and split what little was left. So I hope you guys, I don't care how old you are, get your life documents in order, life insurance, will, whatever you guys need to do, because what if you are in a life and death situation and somebody is speaking for you, but they're not speaking, what you want, if that makes any sense. So I have no idea how long this video was, and I know I left out a whole lot. I know I did. But there's no way I can sit here and tell you all the horrible things that the two mentally ill sisters have done. Is it their fault they're like that? No. But it doesn't mean that we have to accept it and, deal with them. So I don't know if you guys would possibly have any questions about this video or any comments. But if you're new to my channel, please like this video and subscribe. Oh, do you guys want to see, I might end this video with some comments from my sister. Okay, so here's a face with a name. So this is Kim. This is the one that's mentally ill, and she has been following and watching all of my videos for the last 2 or 3 years. Every single one. Every single video. At one point, this is an email that I get. If somebody subscribes to my channel, this is like a notification that I used to get. This is an old one. I don't know if she still watches the videos, but this was up almost like a year ago. So up until like a year ago, she watched every single one of my videos, and I don't know what she was doing. I think she was unsubscribing and subscribing again, because in my email, it was flooded probably 50 or 60 times. Kimberly has subscribed to your channel. Kimberly has subscribed to your channel. So when I emailed her and asked, why are you stalking me? I don't even know that you still exist. Why? What is the point? If you weren't stalking me, I mean, like, I'm not bothering you. Live your life. I don't know. It's weird. So after I asked her why she's stalking me, she changed her name to Kimberly Stalker. So I had to search my email to see if I could still find this to show you guys. So this is Kim. This is the one that I was referring to in my video. Now let me show you the comment from the other sister, Bev. So here's the long-winded comment that Bev made, and she has never commented on a video. As of right now, she's completely blocked, so if she tries to comment on my videos, she will see the comment, but nobody else will. I won't even see the comment. So she can see her own comment, but nobody else can. So now she's blocked. But here's the long-winded comment that she made. I didn't even say anything, so she's insinuating that I am just the seed of the devil. And what did I say in response because I know she's mentally ill? I didn't agree with her, but I just said I'm well aware. I know the exact story you mentioned. I don't have time to explain everything in the video, or it would have been 30 minutes long. Maybe I'll make a separate video. So I understood what she was saying, her little backhanded nastiness. She is a very vile, nasty person. Her children, she has 2 kids. I don't even want to get into that. I'm just going to leave that alone. But nobody wants anything to do with her. Nobody. I'll just leave it at that. So even a comment that that knows that she's a nutcase. So I said here, no. This person was telling me, I hope you don't believe what Bev said. And I just said, no, I was just acknowledging that I know what she's referring to. I'm pretty sure she just called me and my mom spawned to the devil. Not sure, really. And she responds, not at all. My mom had a human soul. Then she doesn't understand Rh-negative blood. My mom and I both have Rh-negative blood, and I got it from her. So you're not as bright as you think you are. Actually, you're really, really crazy. Anyway, that was her first and last comment. But I really, really do hope that they both watch my videos every single day for the rest of their lives, because it still earns me money. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.